Yes, my people, welcome back to the third half. I am once again joined by my brother Rimedi, but I am also joined by the biggest Parisian in London, Stuart,
Yes,
and I'm
yes.
also joined by the voice of Morocco, Walid, as well, which has been on the channel as well before. But lovely to have you all. I thought, you know what, because obviously the World Cup is here, I felt like I needed to bring fans, from different countries, representing different countries as well. And so far, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, man, I've been enjoying it. I feel like the first round of matches are done now. But
Yeah.
I can't lie. So far, I feel like it's lived up to the expectations. I know there was a lot of noise beforehand about visa restrictions, travel
Mhm.
restrictions,
Yeah.
all the problems that were, apparent going into the World Cup. But so far, in terms of the vibes, the football, the aesthetics, I feel like it's matched it. What about you guys?
I'll let you guys start.
Yeah. Well, again, I felt I have this ball behind me from the final in Qatar. Everyone was saying the World Cup in Qatar will not be a good one, or even there was one in Russia as well. Everyone was worried, etc. I had the impression, and that it will be even worse with the US. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still the Qatar one was great. It was last year. It was amazing in terms of time to watch the games. What I'm annoyed about for this World Cup is that some games, like for example Argentina, Algeria, I would have loved to watch that game, but it was too late to watch,
Yeah,
unfortunately. So that's the annoying part. And
yeah.
also the prices for tickets, it's just ridiculous now. I know FIFA is making a lot of money out of this, but it is what it is. It's business at the end of the day. But no, now all the teams have started the games. You can feel like the atmosphere is building up, and you feel now more the World Cup vibes. So I'm looking forward to this.
Mm. Yeah, I feel like the timing is killing everyone, man. I feel like my sleeper patterns in the bin right now. I can't lie to you
Yeah,
guys. It's hard to keep up. It's hard to keep up. What about you, Walid, as well?
Yeah, I think because we're so used, because it's every 4 years, it's always going to be a World Cup. It's the brand. You're always going to get excited
yeah,
regardless, right? Whatever it delivers, and we're going to appreciate it. But I think what's been exciting now, at first when I heard about the extended teams, you almost have a negative. It's like
yeah,
the Champions League phase
yeah.
that they changed. Your first reaction is negative, but it's been beautiful to see teams like Curacao and Congo and the way they celebrate, and to see different cultures and different fans. Firstly, I think that's been amazing. But the football's just been end to end. It's been chaotic. The Senegal France game, which we'll go into obviously later, it's we broke away from the Premier Leagues and Spanish leagues, and where it's like very tactical. They're only looking for a point. Maybe these small teams, but maybe these small countries, they're looking to go at teams. It's end to end. It's just every game. You would say majority of games has just been very exciting, and that's been the exciting part.
Yeah, I feel like also, like, obviously from past World Cups, it tends to be like the big nations that always dominate. But I feel
Yeah.
like the gap in terms of like the technical level
Yeah,
between the smaller nations and the big nations it's the smallest I've ever seen
yeah,
it.
true.
The games are a lot harder. It's not like, apart from the Germany result, outside of that, all the games have
True.
been quite close. Teams have had chances and opportunities to win matches. But Rimedi, what's your thoughts so far on the World Cup?
Yeah. 100%. So as you say, Liban, I think what I've really enjoyed about this World Cup so far is that the gap between, as you say, is completely nullified. And one thing that you kind of realize with all of these games is that information is everywhere, right? We can get informed. There's social media, there's everything everywhere, right? So that also applies to the managers. So when you're watching Cape Verde, right, who have never played in this tournament ever before, they know if they just set up very compact and they don't allow spaces through the middle, they're going to really hurt Spain, especially without someone like Lamine Yamal trying to break them
Yeah,
down. So it's that, I think, what's the word? It's meritocratic. Like the best team is always going to win. And it just feels like this more than ever, because the gap is so small, the best teams
yeah.
have to be even better than before.
Yeah, true.
And to
Yeah,
echo
no, I
this,
agree.
the fact that sorry for interrupting, the fact that there's not a big difference anymore is also because in every nation you have players that are playing in the top leagues as well. I'm thinking out
Yeah.
loud, but like for example at PSG we have William Pacho, best defender in the world in my opinion. We can debate this, but he's playing for Ecuador. Ecuador, you see, it's like not the top country. No disrespect to them, but they have like one or two or three players in every country that are playing in the top leagues and the top teams in the world, and I think it's helping to narrow
Yeah.
the difference between the nations, in my opinion.
Yeah, I also feel like the sports science obviously has improved. The
Mhm,
countries and federations have a lot more resources now as well, and also a lot of countries are calling up players that are playing in the big leagues, like you said.
Mhm.
So it's
Yeah.
like Morocco, for example. You guys are the first country to field an entire 11 that weren't even born in Morocco.
For a
Everybody
short
was
period of
born from.
time. Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
the starting 11, we had one Moroccan, so that doesn't even, you're talking about one Moroccan, but yeah, 100%. Yeah, for a short period of time, there was no
Yeah.
born Moroccans on the field.
Yeah, but listen, of course, the first game was in Mexico. Mexico obviously won the opening game, and I feel like it's become a bit of a tradition now. I feel like the World Cup has to always start with either a Shakira song or a Shakira performance. And I feel like, what do you lot think of the first opening game? Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I thought Mexico brought the vibes. I thought Mexico genuinely
It's a
brought the
country.
vibes.
It's a country of football, mate. No disrespect to the US, but the United States, for example, and also Canada, they are not countries for football. It's a fact.
Mm.
You know, Mexico is
Yeah.
South America is a country for football. They have passionate fans, and you could tell by the opening game. I think it was a wise choice from FIFA to do the opening game in Mexico because the vibes and the energy and the passion of the fans is
Yeah.
definitely higher than Canada and United States. So
Yeah.
you could tell that in the stands, people were buzzing. You see the fans are passionate. It was a great opening game. I haven't watched the ceremony, so
Yeah.
I cannot tell you too much about Shakira as
Yeah.
you, Liban. But I know the vibes in the stands were good.
Yeah, now some people argue that Mexico could have hosted the entire tournament on their own. You know,
Yeah.
I think they could have. They got the stadiums, they got the
True.
infrastructure. Or like you said, they
True.
love football a lot as well. But obviously, the biggest talking point from that game, obviously, they won 2-0 Mexico comfortably. I felt like South Africa were very poor, but the main talking point was obviously this incident here. This incident, I know you guys can see, but if you look over here, yeah, this one here, the referee decision and the 2 red cards. What was you lot's thoughts on that?
That was
I was
confusing.
thinking, what is this guy saying? First and foremost, I don't know what he was saying. It was like blah blah blah, red card. Okay, red card.
Wow. It's confusing, you know, the explanations of the refs these days. Like, I mean, same for France. We can talk about this, but I believe the ref said on the Mbappé penalty that he provoked the contact or something like this. It was an explanation like he admitted that there was a contact in the box and it was initiated by the attacker. But if it's initiated by the attacker and there's contact, what do you mean? Like there's contact in the box, there's penalty. It's just like some explanations are not really making sense, you know.
Yeah, I thought it was crazy the fact that they got a red card and then the substitute that came on then got a red card as well. I mean, like they just like killing themselves, you know. But no, South Africa were poor. I think they've been the poorest side out of all the teams. They were a bit disappointed because they had a lot of hype going into the tournament. But I just wanted to show you obviously the games. Obviously, Group A. Obviously we had Korea as well, who beat Czech Republic as well. Then you got obviously Group B, Canada. I thought Canada did all right. Obviously, they didn't win the game, but I thought they did all right. What do you lot think in terms of their performance as well?
I personally think Canada's almost. I mean, last World Cup there were talks that Canada has now overtaken the US in terms of football and ability. You know, just with the players that they've got. And then the last World Cup, they almost disappointed. Obviously, they were in Morocco's group, but they seem to be regressing, and the US seem to be progressing more so now. And I just felt like they haven't lived up to that hype. Canada. I felt like we was just on the tipping point where Canada can maybe challenge for the the quarterfinals around 16. And I tipped Bosnia to get a draw out of the game because I feel like again it was the second half where they started to come alive, but Bosnia made it awkward and ugly for them. And I've just been very disappointed, not just this World Cup, but the last World Cup with Canada overall.
Yeah, I think you saying that though, I thought the US really impressed. I know they beat
100%.
Paraguay 4-1. I think they were the most surprising team out of the bunch. What do you think, Rimedi?
Yeah, I think with the way the US played, it was like a Tottenham team from back in the day. It was just a lot of energy.
Pochettino.
It was a lot of Pochettino game, just a lot of pressing, high intensity, and it worked. Like Flo Balogun, great goals he scored. He also, I believe, he had another one disallowed. These games feel like such a long time ago, even it was 4 or 5 days ago.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
So like you're trying to think what happened in the game, right? But no, I think the US were really, really good. But Paraguay. But actually, one thing I found really interesting, and that was the first time I think we saw a free kick given the opposite direction. So Almiron, he dived. They gave the foul to Almiron, and then they realized, okay, they went to VAR, and it was actually just a dive in the end.
Yeah,
So that
It's
was the first time I
it's
saw that with the new laws.
yeah, but I think USA in terms of because it's obviously in their home soil. Obviously, this is their World Cup. How far do you think they can go? Because I've heard they could be. A lot of people made shouts that they could be the dark horses of the tournament. Do you guys think they can go far?
I don't think so. Personally, I
Mm,
don't think so. I think considering the fact that now we have what, 48 teams, and then they're selecting the 3 of each group and stuff like that. I think it's a very long tournament, and it will be very long for
mm,
them. If it was maybe the previous version, potentially they could reach quarterfinals, but I believe except if they find a way to, I don't know, like for me it's too weak. It's good for the vibes. I mean, for them, if the fans are following and backing up soccer, as they say, they need good results. But I don't think they're gonna go too far, mate. Let's be honest. Like
yeah,
Pochettino, he can help. You can tell that he changed the style of play.
Yeah.
That's why it's more entertaining to watch them play now. More attacking style of football, but again, I think it's limited, bro.
Yeah. I think
Speaking of
that-
Pochettino, by the way, just sorry to cut you off. Speaking
No,
of
go ahead.
Pochettino, this is crazy though. I know you're happy that you won the game. I know you're happy. I know you're
Two
happy.
as well.
But
Two
This
hands.
is crazy.
Yeah.
This is crazy. This is crazy though. Like this is going a bit too far though.
Not even
But
like
yeah,
a
nah,
slap
I think-
or one hand.
Sometimes you got to show your
Yeah.
happiness in some way. I think Pochettino, maybe his hands couldn't control it.
Double hands.
Yeah, nah, this is
That's
crazy.
funny.
But yeah, nah, big result. What were you gonna say? Sorry, Willie.
Yeah, I think US are in the same boat. No disrespect to Paraguay, in the same boat as Germany, where it looks great and it's been a major high-scoring game, but they've not really been tested. It hasn't been a game like I think if they faced the other, maybe if they faced Ecuador, I think we would have really seen how good this US team is. But I think Paraguay, let's be honest, they're not going to be a challenging team, similar to the Germany game. Like they haven't really been tested, overall. So it'd be interesting to see how they do go forward with this. But that group doesn't. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see when they do get tested.
In terms of no, you're right. In terms of also Qatar, they got a historic goal and a historic point against Switzerland. I thought Switzerland were very poor, especially in front of goal. But yeah, huge point for Qatar. Like shout out Qatar, man. I think that's a big historical moment for them. What do you reckon their chances of getting out of the group?
I don't know.
I mean, it's up for grabs. I mean, they got a point with Switzerland. I mean, Paraguay, on any given day, maybe they could get a result against Paraguay. It's possible.
I think that Qatar's group is Switzerland, Canada, and Bosnia. That group.
Yeah.
That's
the one
group
above
B.
that.
Yeah. Because they messed up with the order. They messed up with the order.
Oh yes,
Like,
they
Group B
did. They did. Sorry,
started
apologies.
first.
Yes, they did.
Group
Yes,
A
you're right.
started
You're right.
like it was
Apologies.
weird, but
You're right.
to be honest,
they put in different orders.
Yeah, against Canada, because everyone in that group is on 1 point. Because Switzerland drew obviously to Qatar, Canada drew to Bosnia. So yeah, it is up for grabs. But I don't know. I think Canada probably at this point, from what I've seen so far, could finish first.
Yeah, agreed.
Because they dominated Bosnia. Bosnia were just hanging into the game. So it just depends. But Qatar, big respect. I love the country, nice place. But please, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
Bosnia is a solid side for me. Bosnia will finish second. I think they play with the physicality, the passion as well for the country. It's I watched the game against Canada. They have a decent squad, to be fair. So in this group, I think I'm going Canada and Bosnia to qualify.
Really, no Switzerland.
Nope.
Ooh, interesting. I think the thing that's going to get you qualified is that third spot, and I think you need minimum is 3 points, and then you need to look at goal difference. So Qatar, the question is, are they going to get 3 points? That's going to be where they're going to get there. Even if they draw a next game, it'll be amazing. But are they really going to competing with the other third place teams? You need 3 points minimum. So it's hard to say whether they're going to get 3 points.
They're also including disciplinary as well. So depending on how many cards
play.
you also get, so that's another
Easy.
aspect as well. Yeah,
I didn't know that. Oh wow.
Yeah, number of cards makes a difference as well.
Is it same goal difference? If they're on the same goal difference, no, and then they go down to fair play, or
yeah, I think so. I'm not entirely sure, but I think so. But moving on to group, Yeah, it's a lot in it. It is a lot,
Oh.
to be fair. But moving on to Group C, of course, Walid, Morocco are in Group C. They got a good draw, a very, very good result against Brazil. Obviously, the country with the most World Cup trophies. And they at times look like the better side. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was super impressed with Morocco. I was kind of underwhelmed with Brazil. But what were your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I think it's just starting off with that. The first half, I think Morocco just felt comfortable. And I said this with all African teams. I think that chaos or the intensity of the African Cup of Nations in end of December, January, I think is going to help in this World Cup because the African Cup of Nations teams have gone through this vigorous camp. They've gone through a tournament. It's competitive football.
Yeah.
So you're going to see a higher level with the African teams, I believe, just because it's so recent, where the other teams, European teams and South American, their last competition was maybe 2 years ago where they played a Copa America or the Euros, just to add to that point. But yeah, Morocco, I didn't see anything that I wasn't surprised by. We're very comfortable on the ball. I've been screaming for Bouhaddi for a number of months since December, November. I said, you need to watch this guy. I was hoping Morocco got him. They got him, and I knew straight away, this guy's going to take us. In the midfield was always our issue because we couldn't hold on to the ball. The minute we got him, I think changed Morocco's level in terms of comfortability on the ball. We're not that team that sits deep anymore and hopes for a corner or an attacking, a counter-attacking side. We're now a team that when we get the ball, we're happy to keep it, play it around, control the game at times. But we understand it's still Brazil. It's still going to be one of the biggest teams. We have to respect it. So
that's my guy. That's my guy here on the screen from Lille. I want him to sign at PSG. What a talent. What a bowler.
An 18-year-old that plays like a 30-year-old.
Unbelievable player.
Yeah, like the stats are crazy. 18 years old, 91% passing, 100% pass accuracy, 6 ball recoveries, 5 interceptions, 9 duels won. 18 years old, winning duels, and there's the likes of Casemiro, Fabinho in the midfield as well. We're talking about veterans, guys that have won big trophies in their careers. So, yeah, how far do you think this guy could go? Walid, how far do you think he could go in his career?
I'm not even saying this. It's going to be so hard because people are going to call me biased, but I generally believe he's going to play for one of the big teams for sure. He's going to go this summer to one of the biggest teams. The issue for him is availability. He doesn't get himself injured. He's got a great entourage around him. He has parents that make his decisions for him. Yeah. Very educated boy. Still does his. I think he's doing his masters or he's doing a degree in mathematics. His entourage is the one that's got made these certain decisions for him. So for him, it's availability is the best ability for sure. He's got the head and the shoulders to keep going. It's added maybe a different element to his game, whether that's attacking and scoring goals. But in terms of, you all saw an 18-year-old played as if he's been in 2 World Cups and he's won so many trophies. And this is an 18-year-old that's just broke through Lille. So I think this guy can go to the very top. I think he can handle the pressure. You just saw first World Cup against Brazil, against the Casemiros.
When you say very top, sorry to interrupt, but like the best team in Europe, right?
I say very top in terms of just,
maybe the other team in the Champions League final.
Liverpool potentially. But I think this guy will go down as I think in 2 or 3 years he'll be that name where everyone speaks about the Vitinhas and stuff, like one of the best midfielders in the world at the moment.
One thing I wanted to quickly add on him is, some players, right? You either have it or you don't when it comes to the leadership, right? I'm going to use an English example, right? John Stones is like 33, 32 years old, but he's not a leader. You don't give this leadership energy. Ayoub, you see it in him. He's 18 years old. He wants the ball. He says, I'm in control here. I'm the main man here. And you can't put a price on it. So if he's 70 million, 80 million euros, you can't put a price on this mentality. This is why he's going to go for so much this summer.
Can I just add to that just 1 second? Because there's a phase in play, I'm not too sure you guys saw, but it was Shadi Riyad on the left-hand side. He gets out of play and he switches it over to Bouhaddi. Bouhaddi comes to collect and he claps him while the ball's in the air. You did good. You did amazing. This is what you're meant to be doing. I was like, that is maturity. That, like you said, is leadership to calm everyone down. Like, well done.
Attitude.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Yeah, no, that was incredible. Brazil, also underwhelming. It hasn't really clicked for them. I felt like, that I felt like the lineup it wasn't making sense. I don't know if you guys agree or not. The lineup wasn't making sense. To go with Igor Thiago at top, of course he's done well for Brentford, but when you have the likes of Endrick on the bench, Cunha on the bench, it is a bit questionable. Obviously you've seen the memes about Ancelotti. Apparently he's got some sort of personal agenda against Endrick. But what were your thoughts on Brazil and their performance?
What's wrong with Endrick? Everyone has an agenda on him. In Lyon, for him, he was not playing. No, not Lyon. Real Madrid now in Lyon is smashing it. Sorry. And everywhere he goes, he's a very good player in the French league. He's been a very, very, very good. Smashed it. So I don't understand why he's not playing him. Physically now he's very strong. He's been to the gym. He's like proper muscular guy now.
Yeah.
No longer the young, thin teenager. I believe he has his place in the squad, mate. Let's be honest. Like Brazil now, half of the squad is still world class. Half of it is up and coming. So I guess now this generation that they have, it's more down to what magic Carlo Ancelotti can do for them, and this country is relying a lot on what the manager can do. So it's a bit disappointing from them, but on the other end, it's not the Brazil that we knew back in the days as well. So kind of I expected this a little bit.
Yeah, they're the one that actually go on. Sorry, Willie.
I think when I did a deep dive in this, people were surprised at how old this team was. For sure, their attacking force is ridiculously amazing. It's still world class. And I said, Morocco, if you cut out their attack, I mean, so Hakimi went up and, Vinny scored a world class goal, but that's because Hakimi wasn't there. And I think after that goal, he didn't have another shot, or he wasn't able to dribble. So Vinny was out the game completely. Rafinha's still Rafinha. Thiago's, top 2 or 3 goal scorer in the Premier League. So you have to give them their credit in terms of the attacking force, but their wing backs are both 35 years old. The full backs are both 35 years old. You've got Casemiro that's over 32, 33, I think 34 now. Paquetá again went to the Brazilian league, isn't going to be that competitive. So it's a very aging team. Moutinho, again, the 2 centre backs, 28 is the minimum age, and that's no centre back. So I saw this as a very old team that's in their latter years. And if Morocco had the energy, which they did, I was pretty disappointed that we drew that game because of the way it developed. I thought we could win here 2-1, 3-1. But the way it phased out in the second half, I felt there was a dip in Morocco, and I was a bit disappointed by that. But yeah, aging team by Brazil.
Yeah.
Next step, they're gonna play Neymar. If they play Neymar, they're gonna ruin the entire squad. Obviously, no disrespect to Neymar. He's here for the vibes. I think it's good that he's part of the trip because he can share his knowledge and his experience with if he needs to get involved, but on the touchline. But I think if they play Neymar, it's game over for Brazil.
Yeah, we say like Cristiano Ronaldo.
No,
that's a very good example.
But Neymar's not Ronaldo. Neymar's not Ronaldo. One thing you could say, if Neymar joins, look, I'm not saying he's going to be the best, but he'll certainly give you more than Ronaldo.
No, Ronaldo was too greedy the other day.
Oh, it was.
He
we'll talk
greedy.
about that.
He was
Don't worry.
greedy.
We will talk about that. But I feel like with Brazil, I think also a lot of the players. I feel like what Morocco did very well and they exposed Brazil was the lack of runners in midfield. I feel like the age really showed in the Brazil team. Like you got Casemiro. I love Casemiro. Listen, I'm a Man United fan. He gave us the best farewell tour he could ever give us. But getting him to solely do all the dog work and chasing, it's not gonna cut it. And then you're bringing on a washed Fabinho to then replace, Casemiro. It's not making sense. So I think Brazil, they got to really find a balance between youth, experience, but also that magic, that Joker Benito that we've always been used to. Every time you hear Brazil, you think of, the R9s, the Rivaldos, the Ronaldinhos, some of the best players to ever play the game. And I'm watching this.
Who do they have now, Joker Bonito, Liban? Who do they have?
No one.
Exactly. Because Vinicius a little bit, Rafinha, they still have this kind of heritage, but after Neymar, they don't have Joga Bonito anymore. Let's be honest. Like we won't see a Ronaldinho style of player in Brazil.
They left João Pedro at home. For me, as a Moroccan, when I saw he wasn't coming, I was so happy because he's a threat. He's young, he's energetic, he's awkward. You take Thiago off and you put João Pedro, or even put João Pedro in the 10. When we heard he wasn't in the sheet, I was like, amazing. That is a plus for us. And Neymar's in there. I was so happy.
Yeah, but I still believe Brazil will go through. I of course believe Morocco will also go through, and then probably Scotland. Scotland also won their game. Let me just bring up the scores. But Scotland also won their game against Haiti as well. 1-0. John McGinn, Aston Villa's finest, coming up with the goal. But yeah, I do still expect both teams to still go through. I know Scotland got the 3 points, but every team will need to play Haiti at some point anyway. So I expect Morocco and Brazil to also do the same thing. I'm gonna quickly whiz through the groups. Australia obviously won 2-0 in the group D, so that's the same group as America, right? USA. And then obviously the biggest result of the tournament so far, Germany 7-1. I feel like these are a little bit heartless, These guys remind me of like Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger. They just come and do a job, They don't care. They have no soul. They just, play football.
This is Bayern Munich style. If they can score an extra 10, they will score an extra 10 until the very last second. So
yeah. And obviously your boy Kai Havertz, Rimedi, your boy Kai Havertz with the ball.
Yeah. No, look, for me, Kai Havertz, people, they love to disrespect him. They love to say, oh, he's not clinical, he's not this, he's not that. But you hear every manager talk about him. I don't know if you guys saw the interview with Thomas Muller, Jurgen Klopp. They were saying this guy is the reference, he is the anchor, everything needs to be built around him. And if Thomas Tuchel is saying this, if Mikel Arteta is saying this, how can you not rate him? How can you not see the quality in him? He's unbelievable. And I think for Germany, he's probably going to be their top scorer of this tournament. He's already got 2 goals so far.
Do you know what I think it is with that? I think it's because maybe he's not been, it sounds crazy, but he's not been identified with a position. He calls himself a striker, but he doesn't get enough in goals. He started off as like a winger, but he's not quick enough to skip past the player or cross the ball in with quality. And then he's a 10, but is he really? I think it's just because he hasn't stuck to one position. He's constantly everywhere. Maybe we can't identify him.
And his finishing was not that good as well. This is probably why he has created this feeling around him that, such as we can talk about Bakola later. But when you have the right positioning, you do the right runs, you do everything, and it's so frustrating that the finishing is poor, and that's probably why people thought that Kai Havertz was not good.
Yeah, 100%.
No, I agree. Yeah,
but then the best players, they just continuously make chances for them. This is why I love Bradley Barcola as well.
And then, of course, Holland drew 2-2 to Japan. I'm not gonna lie, I had Japan as my dark horses for this team, but they really disappointed me. They really disappointed. They were a bit more defensive than I expected. I thought Holland were okay. I don't think they excited me either. I feel like their attack is very underwhelming as well. But what do you not think of that game as well?
Well, every time they conceded, they bounced back and they scored. So the attitude is a very good attitude. They have this fighting spirit. They don't give up, the Japanese. They are focused on the task. So I think they have quality technically. They work as a unit. Again, it's Netherlands. It's never been the favorites, in my opinion, in the World Cup. They do have a decent squad. So to be fair, a 2-2 draw it makes a lot of sense. But in my opinion, keep Japan as your dark horse, because I think they will still go far in this competition. You'll see.
I disagree. I think Japan, there's a stat I saw the other day. Someone said that Japan have never won a qualification, the knockout stage. They've never won a game in the knockout stages. I think with Japan is, you guys said you're disappointed. I think that's what Japan are. I think they're not a very competitive who are going to fight and battle, but they're so well oiled. They're a machine in terms of they know what to do. They could be 4-0 down, and their style of play or the way they play does not change one inch. I mean, they play exactly what they need to do, how to do it. They'll continue, keep going at you. Where Netherlands go through the motions, if they're 1 or 2-0 down, maybe they lose a bit of their heads. Where Japan don't care, they'll just keep going. If we can get back in it, great. So 2 teams didn't surprise me. I think Netherlands defensively, again, aging at times, are just a bit all over the place. Defensively, if you get at this Netherlands team, you can beat Netherlands. Good midfielders here. This is the thing with Netherlands. It's like some good players all over the place, not really amazing. It's here and there. And Japan are just a well-oiled machine. I just don't think I'm expecting much from both of them throughout this tournament.
I'm a bit biased because I have a soft spot for Japan. I like their kids. I like their fans.
For sure.
They always bring the vibes. They have this little cup of fans that are really inspired by the ultra culture that we have also in Europe. They do have great sets of fans. Every time they leave the ground, they clean in. They like good vibes, and for me, I don't know. I fancy Japan.
So Morocco will face one of these. So if they finish first or second, Morocco will face either Netherlands or Japan. And I always said if I had to face one, it would be Netherlands 100%, because I feel like Japan will just keep going at you, and I don't want that almost. I want the Netherlands where if we score 2 quick counterattacks or we're 2-0 up, Netherlands will lose their head. They're going through the emotions, and I think Netherlands are a bit wary at the back. So that's why I've been watching this closely.
Yeah, they do feel like a military though. You didn't make some plays. When they play football, they do feel like a bit like a military, I swear.
100%.
But the next game also from Group E, so the same group as Germany, obviously Ivory Coast, Amad Diallo, my Manchester United boy, gets the winner for that in that game. Oh, hey, listen, I know Diamande. I know Amad scored, but Diamande for me was the one that was more impressive. 19 years old. He's been linked with a lot of teams. He linked with PSG as well.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on his performance?
Well, again, Côte d'Ivoire, we lost against them right before the start of the competition. As France played a friendly against Ivory Coast. I was expecting them to perform in this competition. To be fair, they are kind of the underdogs. They're not really underdogs, but they are the dark horse for African countries, because Ivory Coast has always been very solid. I mean, that's a logical result. I'm feeling for Pacho personally because I wanted Pacho to win as a PSG fan. But no, I think Ivory Coast will go far in this competition. We saw it it was a friendly, obviously a friendly against France right before the competition is kind of meaningless, if I can call it that way, because the players, they don't want to get injured. Even if you play your starting 11, you're just kind of managing the game, just it's like a warm up. However, I watched them play. They're gonna go far.
Yeah. Now I think I got high hopes for Ivory Coast as well. To be fair,
I don't know if you guys watched the game because it was super late at night. I watched the game back in the morning. This was an entertaining game. This game was so end to end.
Yeah.
And Ecuador, they were like my they were sort of my team close to my heart at the start of the tournament, because I was like, when you have a strong defense, it's really hard to get through. Ecuador, I think they hit the ball.
That's
like
an Arsenal thing. That's an Arsenal thing.
I like a good defense. I like a good defense.
You know how we call this? We call this haram football. This is what you play.
He loves it.
Haram football. So you just killed. You don't want to play football. So that's it.
Yeah.
No, but when you look at it, like, they created so many chances and they just couldn't score. And then Ivory Coast, they go up the other end, and it was such an easy goal for Ahmad. But yeah, these two teams, I think they can go a bit further in the competition. Cote d'Ivoire, to be fair, there's news that came out just now that Elie Wahi won't be able to go to Canada for their next game. He's been denied at the border. He's going to be a big miss for.
I mean, it's not finished. Like, we're still gonna see this type of stuff come in.
Yeah.
Listen, Rimedi, oh, sorry, go on, Walid.
I was going to say it's another African nation here who's in the AFCON that's done well. But I echo what he just said. In the first half, I think the first 20 minutes, they hit the crossbar twice, went around the goalkeeper another time. I mean, we could be sat here saying Ecuador won 3-1 or they were 3-0 up by half time.
Yeah.
Again, I felt like the only threat really came from Diamonde, an absolute, blistering pace. But it could be a difference. I have Ecuador as my dark horse because the least conceded goals in their qualification for the World Cup. Unbelievably strong in terms of how defensive they are, and they work as a team, and they've got two strong attackers. So I had them as my dark horse, and I still think they'll do it. They're going to be very difficult to beat, getting to the qualification side.
Yeah, no, because Rimedi said that obviously Ecuador, he has a soft spot for Ecuador. The team that he should really have a soft spot for is Sweden. I mean, Gyokeres and Isak, the link up and the connection, I can't lie, they impressed me. 5-1 over Tunisia. Tunisia were really, really poor that day.
Tunisia
very, very poor.
Tunisia,
they're very poor. They even sacked their manager as well. They even sacked their coach as well.
Yeah,
what was
there's another coach that joined during the competition. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Renard, he's back. That guy is never unemployed. He's always has a job. Always in a job. I don't know how. I need to speak to, if he can show me his CV or his resume somehow.
I mean, just the way mate, if you just look at him, the way he speaks, you don't even need to see his CV. Like, hide, mate. I don't know what it is, but your aura, mate, you're 100% high.
Yeah.
It's like an AFCON legend, isn't it? He's basically an AFCON legend at this point, literally.
But I think the Tunisian side was really poor in terms of giving goals away. Like, Sweden, it sounds crazy because they scored 5 goals, but I wasn't overly hyped with them. Like, oh my God, they played amazing football. Like, let's not forget the 3 goals, I believe. One came from a midfielder trying to dribble out so poorly, and then the other one, they lost it again, and then a throw in. I was just like, you're doing this. It was all self-inflicted from Tunisia. And
clumsy mistakes,
so clumsy. And it happened in the African Cup of Nations where they give away goals. And it was more the case of how awful Tunisia were than how amazing Sweden was for me. So yeah.
The biggest shock of the tournament so far, Spain.
The favorites. The favorites.
My favorites. I'm not gonna lie. I predicted them to win the World Cup.
You see, they're the favorites. They're always the favorites.
Listen, big shock. I mean, shout out to Cape Verde. Historical moment for them as well. Getting a point against Spain. It's not an easy, thing to do, especially with, the amount of talent that Spain have. But Spain, man, I feel like it's Lamine Yamal and Inshallah with them.
Yeah.
I feel like
it
literally,
is.
I think that's it's feeling like that. But what were your thoughts on that game?
I can go. I was gonna say you can kind of split it into 2 ways. You can split it before Lamine Yamal and you can split it afterwards. Before, I thought Cape Verde were going to score a goal. That's how confident. Like, Spain were not scoring. It reminded me of the last World Cup. You just put your defense there. Spain are doing nothing. When Lamine comes on, when Nico Williams comes on, these are the two that create all the gravity. They just create all of the danger. Even when like Lamine came on, within 10 seconds, he goes past one guy, gets past another guy, puts a ball in the box. So if he plays, Spain can win the World Cup. If he's injured, Spain are going out in the quarterfinal or the round of 16. There's like literally no in between.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I agree.
I think with Spain going out, the reason I picked Spain to win the World Cup because if they finish first, which I think they still. Let's not forget, Argentina lost against Saudi in the last World Cup and they still won it. So they're still able to go on and win the World Cup. And I think if they finish first, their road to the final is much easier than I think that France or England or Portugal. So for me, I think Spain will still win the World Cup potentially. But it's almost like you said, once Lamine Yamal, it's like they didn't believe they could get a goal from anywhere. I think I saw like a stat as well. Their striker had the least touches from a Spain striker that's ever happened. Or whatever the case. I mean, the minute Lamine Yamal came on, it's like, oh, we've got him now. Let's start playing. It's like we're far too late. They started to get in their flow. They started to believe we can get something here. The minute you do that, it's over. So yeah, it's almost like Lamine Yamal, and then we see what happens.
Yeah, literally. Literally. I'm going to quickly go through the other results. So obviously Belgium drew 1-1 with Egypt. Big result for Egypt. I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't expect that from Egypt. I thought Belgium would coast through that game, but Egypt did well. Saudi drew 1-1 to Uruguay. Again, another big result. I feel like all these smaller countries are doing really well in this first round.
Can we stop on Belgium quickly as
yes,
front supporter?
Of
because
course. Yeah,
Belgium is always the same thing over and over and over again. Like obviously the golden generation is over now. Okay, so it's not like they had the golden generation with the likes of the prime Lukaku and Hazard and stuff.
Yeah.
However, they still have very good quality on paper on the pitch, and somehow they're always bottling it. They are the Tottenham. They are the Tottenham of Europe. Let's put it that way. They are the Tottenham of Europe always. Plus, on top of this, they're jealous from the French national team. So for me, seeing them doing this, I'm rubbing my hands like this. I'm like, perfect.
And then Lukaku was on the bench, and then obviously he came on. Everyone
he didn't score. He claimed it, but he didn't score.
He's smart. He's smart. He's very clever. Yeah,
he was an own goal, but he was celebrating like he
celebrating
scored,
like he tricked me as well. I'm not gonna lie, he tricked me. I thought he scored, but yeah, it was a disappointing result for Belgium. Saudi though, huge result against Uruguay.
Yeah,
that's back-to-back World Cups now. Where they've picked up huge results in the opening game.
They have their French manager Hervé Renard. He's a great manager. Very inspiring. He's since he joined for the Qatar World Cup, they've been really happy with him. He's doing really well with Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. Uruguay. I mean, they're not the Uruguay of old. It's not the same Uruguay that we've seen in the past. A little bit. Again, they in attack they kind of lack. They lack any firepower. Darwin Núñez came off at halftime, which is crazy to me because he's trying to leave Al Hilal and then you're getting subbed halftime against Saudi Arabia. You're not doing yourself any favors, So,
bring back Cavani. Bring back Cavani.
Yeah. And then Iran, big up Iran, 2-2 against New Zealand. They came back from behind twice. Against New Zealand, that's a huge result for them, of course. And then the one I really want to talk about. This is the one I really want to talk about. Mr. World Cup. Kylian Mbappé show.
Oh my god, man.
The man has arrived. Listen, I'm gonna give you the floor to speak on this game.
Listen, I have mixed feelings, okay? Because I'm more club over country. So when people are saying, "Are you French?" I say, "No, I'm not French. I'm Parisian." Okay. So Kylian Mbappé, he's my club's top goal scorer as well. Now he's the World Cup top scorer, French for France, the top scorer for the World Cup. I have to say, before the World Cup started, I thought he would no longer be the main man, considering the new generation that was up and coming, and I was going after him. I'm talking about Michael Olise, I'm talking about Ryan Cherki, and I'm talking about Désiré Doué. Those bowlers, technically, for me, were showing me that they were technically better than Mbappé and hungrier as well, because they knew. And he has proven that he's the main man in the French national squad, Kylian Mbappé. So I had, doubts that he will be here when we need him. Plus the games that we had before, it was very quiet comparing to the others. So I was like, you know what? Let's see what happens. But first half, let's be honest, it's Senegal. First half is for Senegal. Kylian Mbappé had a terrible first half. Michael Olise and also Ousmane Dembélé, big up to my Ballon d'Or. And DJ Deschamps, I don't know why he does not want to play him as a number 9. If he needs to play, that's why. Don't go after Usman, because Usman is not performing with the French national team because it's not his position. Simple as. It's always been like this. So pour him. That's a fact. He's not very good with the French national team. So you play Kylian up front, no problem. Kylian, at many occasions, Michael Olise gave him the assists and the passes were immaculate. And the first touches, he had too many touches. He missed out on many opportunities, Kylian, during the first half. Senegal, in my opinion, dominated. And then when Kylian decides to wake up, when you have quality like Michael Olise, because you see the first goal of Kylian, the pass of Michael Olise is crazy. He's cutting like 4 players like this. Boom, the vision is unreal. So when you have players like this, obviously it's really impactful. So Kylian is Kylian, you know. He's we call him the dictator for a reason. He's the dictator of the squad. He showed everyone, and all, including the youngsters that are coming after him, that he's still the main man. He's still the boss. When I decide to turn up, I turn up. And the second goal, I'm sorry, it was unreal. But for me, Barcola is my favorite goal. Personally. Why? Because we always go after Bradley Barcola because he has finishing issues. And at PSG, he's been very frustrating as well because he's creating the threats. He has the pace. He has the technique. He's an amazing player, but it's always the finishing that is wrong. Now, the little chipping and everything was perfect for this occasion. So, big up to Bradley Barcola. And from a PSG standpoint, Kylian Mbappé, I know he's a Real Madrid player. I know we split up with him in a very bad way, kinda. But still, seeing Kylian Mbappé, Bradley Barcola, and Ibrahim Mbaye scoring, because Mbaye is my boy for Senegal. I think they played him too late. I think Ibrahim Mbaye should have played earlier in the game for Senegal because it was really impactful for them. He's really gifted at PSG. This is my soft spot. Mbaye is from the academy, etc. So he's my boy. I was really happy to see him. And what a goal, by the way. The step over and Theo Hernandez sitting on his... and that was a great goal from Mbaye. Yeah, exactly. So, no, it was a great game overall. It was a very good game. And Senegal has been unlucky when they hit the post. And the fact that he did not shoot with the left and she tried with the right and skied it, unfortunately. They've been unlucky as well, let's be honest. But the pen, guys, I want to have your opinion on the pen, please. The floor is yours.
I thought it was a penalty. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought it was contact. I thought it was the trailing leg got caught. Yeah, it was a bad decision. It should have been a penalty. But Olise, for me, was definitely the difference maker, especially in that second half. I feel like he really turned the switch and changed the game for France. But that now makes Mbappé all-time leading goal scorer for France. You know, where does he rank if he was to win this World Cup and then finish top scorer? Where does he rank in terms of the World Cup greats for you guys? Because I think we're witnessing
Zidane has traumatized France, and Zidane will always be the best football player in France for everyone. Maybe the new generation, I'm talking about the very new generation that don't know, have not watched Zidane playing. They still heard it from their dad or uncles or whatever. Zidane, you do like a poll in France and you ask everyone in France, they will always say Zidane. However, if he wins this World Cup, now there's a debate.
There's a conversation.
Now there will be a conversation potentially. Yes.
He also the last World Cup. Go ahead.
I saw a stat the other day, which I was actually taken back by. I think he needs 2 or 3 goals to match what Messi's done. I don't know what it is, but I mean, listen, you can tell me if I'm losing it.
Is it Messi now top, or is it the German guy?
Close and Messi are on the same. I think it's
Closer and Messi same. Okay.
Yeah. And I think Mbappe needs 2 or 3 more, which he can easily do in this tournament. But you're talking about a great, Closer, how many years it's taken, how many World Cups to get there. Messi, how many years he has to score a hat trick just to get there. And Mbappe's 2 or 3 away, and it's almost like it contradicts how I think about Mbappe. I thought he was well away, and this guy could potentially be the lead and all-time goal scorer in the World Cup, in this World Cup. Yet he's not spoken in the same breath. I don't know, maybe it's just me, or he doesn't have the same image as a Ronaldo, Messi, and Zidane. Or all these greats are R9. I don't know. I don't feel like he has that same conversations, but the data shows he's up there. He's 100% up there.
We could have had that conversation. I'm not showing any regrets whatsoever, by the way. We could have had that conversation if he stayed at PSG And he won 2
I won the
Champions League
Champions
in a
League.
row like Ousmane
Yes,
Dembele.
Yes,
maybe. Good
yes.
point.
And he had the
Yeah, I
Ballon d'Or
agree.
like Dembele. Because Dembele
I
had
agree.
Ballon d'Or 2 Champions League in a row. If Kylian did the same with us,
Mhm.
plus what he's doing now during the World Cup, debate is
Yeah.
over.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. The club football and the Champions League specifically kills him a little bit. It kills his
Yeah.
rep. That's what it is. Yeah.
When he
But
was
in
so
terms of
this
World
out,
Cup, yeah.
yes.
Yeah, but
World
in
Cup
terms
is
of
the
World
best.
Cup, I think his greatness is like when you talk about the best, greatest World Cup players, his name is for me has to already be up there with the greats,
True.
the Maradonas, the Pelés, the Messi now as well.
Facts.
He's up there for me. He's Zidane, so he's in that conversation for sure. But in that same group, obviously Norway won 4-1. I feel like Haaland saw the
Yeah.
performance from Mbappé and said, "Listen, I'm gonna take this one a little bit personal."
Exactly.
What were your thoughts? What were your thoughts, Rimedi, on that one?
Well, they have a solid squad.
Yeah.
They have a very solid squad. Iraq, I think they scored one that was not allowed. The one before the whistle, and I don't know why. By the way, it was not allowed because I thought the game was still running. But that was a screamer, that goal from Iraq. I believe we shouldn't underestimate them. I know Norway, the main men are only Odegaard and primarily Odegaard and Haaland, but there's no like a small country, in my opinion. When it's World Cup, you see what happened during Spain and Cape Verde. Cape Verde, they have a 40-year-old goalkeeper. He took 15 million followers right after the game because what he did for his country was crazy. You never know. At the end of the day, it's 11 men against 11 men. And so, to me, no, I'm not scared of them. But on the other end, it's just the first game. We should not be overexcited. But you rightfully so you said Haaland watched the Mbappé performing. Then he was like, I need to step up. And then Messi also did what he did as well. Okay. And you guy, Harry Kane, potentially also decided to step up because of this. But yeah, it's no, I mean, I don't see why we shouldn't be top of this group. And I believe Senegal will be second. Senegal is an amazing side. Senegal is underrated. In my opinion, we can always debate the AFCON final, whatever you want. I don't care about this, and I don't want my brother here to be upset. So I'm not gonna debate this too much, But the trophy is still in Dakar, so you need to go grab the trophy now. The question that I'm saying that Morocco and Senegal, it's world-class elite football, and because it's in Africa, usually when they do a good performance against a team from Europe, then they say, oh, it's been unexpected. But of course, it should be expected because there are levels now with those European countries.
Yeah.
And even better than a lot of European countries. So for me, Senegal, they've been unlucky, as I said. If they have a little bit more luck, they're cruising this group easy. So I think they will be second of this group.
Yeah. To be fair, I thought Iraq impressed me. I know the score. I don't think the scoreline actually reflects how well Iraq played. Because I thought Iraq really played some really good football, and on a different day they could have scored 2-3 goals. I think they were a little bit unfortunate, for the game to end that way. But yeah, I mean, Iraq they really impressed me. Obviously, they got their goal, the historic moment as well. They got their goal as well.
True.
But yeah, and I mean. Norway, it'll be a battle between. I'm very interested to see the battle between Senegal and Norway because I think that one it will be very, very interesting. But listen, the main talking point, the biggest talking point, Messi masterclass against Algeria. I know you're representing France,
he
but
should have been sent off. It was a red.
Yeah.
Liban, it was a red. He should have been sent off. It's his competition.
No.
He decides. Do you see Mbappe is the dictator? But he has to answer to someone. And this someone is the real boss, bro. Come on, man. It's his competition. Because of him, we got robbed in Qatar. They decided to give it to Messi in Qatar. That's why we're coming for him. And we can already tell that is rigged. They want him to win again. Come on, he won it once. That's fine. Be fair now. No, I'm joking. But what they did, masterclass. Argentina, obviously, they're the title holders. So I'm feeling for Algeria. You know why? And I had a lot of expectations for Algeria. I think Zidane is a terrible keeper, man. I'm sorry, he's a terrible keeper.
I've never seen as a child, like They said the
People
first
felt-
sign was the fact that he has hair.
No,
That was already the first sign.
no.
The fact that he's got hair is already a problem.
He's not as
You know what I mean? But I thought, yeah, he can't be. He can't be Zidane's son. And
Come
have
on,
a-
come on.
a-
I have
hair,
the
you know,
kid
it's-
now. The
it
name
don't
is
work.
on the back. The name is on the back. I
Yeah,
respect
the son's
the
name. The
father,
son's name.
Yeah.
but the father needs to talk to his son now. Say,
Yeah,
my son,
definitely.
I
you
don't know
need
why
to do
people are
something now.
surprised. The guy's playing in the second division in the Spanish
True.
league. It's not.
True.
He's not.
Yeah.
You know, he's not. Let's be honest here. But I think he played one match for Madrid and got shipped out as soon as possible.
Yeah,
He's like.
yeah.
He's like 5'11".
Facts.
I don't think the
Facts.
Algerians are hoping. I think they want Ben Butt in there. I thought that game was just mess. Again, I think it's more self-inflicted on the Algerian team.
True.
How you allow? We all know it's Messi. I mean, my grandma knows it's Messi. You mark that guy. You don't let him play his game. He's
True.
30. He's
Yeah.
going on to 39 years old, I believe. It's
Yeah.
not the Messi that can, do his pace and take it away.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Just
Yeah.
get right up him. But the Algerians, it's like they've never met this guy before. It's like,
True.
here's the space. Do what you want. The ball's going through the middle. I just thought
Crazy.
it was more self-inflicted. And again, you watch that game. Argentina didn't do amazing football. It's not like they passed it around, got through the box,
No.
and crossed goal. It's one ball through the middle. Messi turns around, goal. Another through ball through the middle. Messi has space, goal. And it's just like, what are we doing here? A shot from outside the box. I thought it was very poor from Algeria, more case than Argentina did this amazing show. It's the Messi
Yeah.
show, and that's all it was.
Yeah. It's crazy because with Messi and Rimedi, I want to get your thoughts on this specifically as well. Is I don't think the levels between Messi last World Cup and this World Cup is much different. I don't genuinely believe the difference in level is still the same. I still feel like I'm watching the same Messi from 4 years ago. It's crazy.
So, I'm gonna link it to an analogy, right? In tennis, I watch a lot of tennis, right?
Yeah.
There are some tennis players that can be out for 3 years, completely injured, but as soon as they play, you can just see the quality. I think quality is one of the most underrated things when you look at someone, right? If they're a good player, they're most likely going to be a good player for a long time. And of course, the only thing when it comes to Messi is physically, would he be able to handle
Yeah.
a World Cup, a competition like this where they're playing very, very often, right? But Messi still physically is there. He can still get the first step past someone that Ronaldo can't do. Ronaldo physically, he's completely cooked. But when it comes to Messi physically, he's still there. And when that physical level is there, you can still show your quality. So Messi, last World Cup, he looked amazing. This World Cup, he turns and you're like, oh my God, I'm watching 2010 Messi all over again. Like, you cannot write off this quality. And as long as Messi is physically okay.
2010 Messi. No, brother, come
No. Come on. He takes the first step, the acceleration, he will always get past someone.
Do you know why? Because he's saving a lot of energy because he walks a lot. That's why.
100%.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
he's not making any unnecessary runs. Let's be honest, and the team,
Yeah.
especially in Argentina, is built around him. We say Mbappé is the dictator, but Messi is the natural leader. When they walk out the pitch and they follow him, they wait for him. Like he's the boss, natural boss. And everything they do is for him as well. So it's facilitating everything for him. You mentioned Ronaldo. Ronaldo physically, you said is cooked because of the game of yesterday, etc. I think he's suffering physically. I know what you mean, but I think what he does physically on the pitch, Ronaldo comparing to Messi, is potentially twice more in terms of efforts that he's producing on the pitch. So I'm not debating. They're not my players anyway. I don't care. Even if Messi, people still remember Messi as a PSG player. I don't remember Messi as a PSG player. But, anyway, Messi is Messi, man. If he decides to turn up, he turns up. And then what he's doing in the MLS with Inter Miami is not too bad as well.
Yeah. But I think Messi, the difference as well, and we're going to move on to Portugal in just a moment. I think the difference in and what scares me more in this World Cup is this is a Messi that's playing with no pressure.
Yeah,
there's no pressure. He got the
because
World Cup already.
Yes.
So now he's relaxed. So now even when he's winning the ball, like the passes, and
he's enjoying.
He's relaxed. He's enjoying.
Yeah.
When you flip it to Ronaldo now, given what's happened the night before, so imagine you're Cristiano Ronaldo the night before, the guy that you've been rivaling 15 years, who won a World Cup, the last World Cup, has now scored a hat trick in the opening game, and now it's your turn to now deliver. And you want this trophy so bad, so he's feeling that pressure. Now we're moving on to Portugal as well. What were your thoughts, Walid? What was your thoughts on the on the Portugal game.
Yeah, I don't know why. Again, it's another African team that faced them. People were shocked. They said they couldn't believe it. I think if you speak to a lot of African, Congo are a good side. They got to the knockout stages against Algeria, which they took into the extra time. Algeria is still a very good team. It's a very difficult game. Congo have some good players. They're very compact. This isn't a carousel. People are almost like, oh my God, they got a draw.
Yeah,
it's not even the same team. Congo have some good players. They've got a striker that plays for Newcastle who did amazing the year before. They've got Wan-Bissaka. They've got some good players in that team. We shouldn't be surprised that they took it to Portugal. So the fans are amazing. Again, a historic first World Cup, first point, first goals for Congo. Yeah. But it's the whole Messi Ronaldo debate is it's a sore thumb. Everyone can see the issue in that Portugal team. They've got all world-class players. It's just the attacking force that's an issue. And we always say players that play with technique will always have a longer career than physicality. And we always compared Messi with the technical, where Ronaldo is the physical beast, powerful, get past plays. So, the Xavi Alonso's plays to 38, 39, or, Cruz will play to the latter stages because they're technical. They don't rely on pace and power. So it does not surprise me what's happening with Ronaldo and what's happening with Messi.
True. Yeah. I have the solution. First, I'd like to mention, as a PSG fan, I'm happy because my player, João Neves, he scored a header again. He's the shortest on the pitch, but for some reason, he managed to score headers. So big up to João Neves. And I also have a solution for Portugal. The solution for Portugal is to do the same as they did in Qatar, is to play also my boy, Gonzalo Ramos, as a number 9. When they play Gonzalo Ramos as number 9, he was perfect. Portugal, they started cruising. I'm sorry to say, but Gonzalo Ramos should play instead of Cristiano. Simple as.
No, I think Ronaldo, his problem is the eagerness to score. I think he's overthinking, and you could see it in his body language. You could see it in his movement. Yeah. I feel like he's too focused on, and it disappoints me because I think over the last few years, I've had this sense of disappointment towards Ronaldo because I thought he was more intelligent. I thought his IQ, his intelligence was a lot higher for someone of that level. I thought maybe at his age he would play to help the team win rather than playing for himself. But he still has this mentality at 41 where he has to be the focal point of everything, and you can see it in the way he plays. And again, you saw it yesterday. He's not making the right runs. He's too. It's like almost like he's too focused on the ball rather than the space.
Greedy. If you play 5-a-side with someone like this, potentially you can fight with him at the end of the game. Let's be honest. If you play 5-a-side someone like this, you see it's so obvious. Like you can just cross it now. We just cross it now, and it's like you greedy. You too greedy. I'm sorry to say, you Bruno Fernandes, your player Liban, he was pissed off. He was fuming.
And then that you have a washed Bernardo Silva playing right wing. He hasn't played right wing for Man City in 2 years. He hasn't played right wing for the national team. Then you have Pedro Neto, who's had a really poor season with Chelsea, playing on the other side, and he usually plays on the right hand side as well. It's just a mess. I think the whole attack is just it's discombobulated.
Liban, you said you're can I ask you a question? You said you're shocked that Ronaldo plays this way. Your IQ, but are you? That's like the guy has always. If you're the guy at the top for over 20 years, even at Real Madrid, it's him. His brand is Ronaldo. It's always he is a brand person. He's a brand player. I call him. When he's the top, I believe if you offered Cristiano Ronaldo 15 goals in this World Cup, goes as the highest top goal scorer in the World Cup, or you score 0 and Portugal win the World Cup, he will always pick Ronaldo top goal scorer historic.
I'm not sure. That's not why he said. That's not why he said in an interview with Piers Morgan.
Of course, he's not going to say that.
He said to Piers Morgan that if he wins, I don't know, bro. I don't
know. I think with Ronaldo, I just thought the reason why I say I'm disappointed is just because I thought at this age. You saw like with Congo the way they defend. Even the way João Neves scored. All their minds are on where is Ronaldo. You should be using yourself more as a decoy. Keep pulling people out of position. Make fake runs. Pull people out. Create the space for Bruno, for João Neves, for all the other players, the younger players. Who could do a lot more damage on the pitch. But I don't know. I don't feel like his mind is there, man. But what do you think? Rimedi?
I don't know if you saw Thierry Henry's analysis yesterday of Ronaldo.
Yes.
But there was a chance where there was going to be a cutback, and Ronaldo should have made a run, kind of going on what you guys are talking about being selfless. Where Ronaldo should have gone to the back post, so Bruno was free to score.
Yes.
Ronaldo took Bruno's shot and completely fluffed it and messed it up. And then he's
Yeah.
looking to the sky like, oh, me, why me?
Mm.
And you're like, well, if you're more selfless, if you could run for the team, if you can be who you are and who you need to be at this age for the team, then the team can be more successful. And now you're gonna have this guy when you're watching him, you're like, oh my god, I always need to pass him, otherwise he's gonna kill me.
But he's never been like that, right? He's never really made that many selfless. He's not, a Firmino who's going to make selfless runs. He's always been this type of player. I think it's the case. His mind says one thing, and his body just can't do it. And that's why you see so much in the past 2 years: the anger, the frustrating, the kicking, the looking up to the sky. We've never seen this before. It's because his mind is like, do this, and his body's like, I can't anymore. And that's what I think is happening to him.
Yeah, I saw the clips, like isolated camera on him when he was losing very simple balls, and you could tell like physically the other side they were younger and more hungrier than him, and they had the physique to go after him. But yeah, you're right. Like he's trying, but his body is like saying no, I can't do that.
Did you guys see what the Congo player said about him?
No.
They asked him. No, they asked him. Oh, what do you think about Ronaldo? Like, do you think he's gonna be at the same level as he was before? And he was like, look, big respect to Ronaldo, but we know he's not the same guy as he once was. He's done everything, and we have all the respect in the world, but we can contain him. And I'm like, damn, this is
they say that, and big respect to Congo, because it was a huge point for them. They say that, but I saw 3 guys of Ronaldo every single time he had the ball. So I don't believe that. I don't believe that. As much as they're trying to say it for the cameras, I don't believe that. They were on him like dogs.
Yeah, that's what Algeria should have done with Leo Messi as well. They should have put 3 guys on Leo Messi.
True. But listen, big point for the Congo, huge point for them, historical point for them as well. Listen, last game we're going to talk about, England. Yeah, England, huge result against Croatia. I'm not gonna lie to you, as an England fan, obviously I'm supporting England. Somalia are not in the World Cup, so this is the only team I can really support, to be honest.
And your ref is where's your ref? Canada now?
I have no idea. I don't even know if he went to Canada.
I know he's been welcomed like a rock star in the country, but I think Canada they offered him an opportunity to do a game. No,
I don't think he went. No, I don't think he went.
He's not going. He's got your game, PSG, Aston Villa. He's doing
the Super Cup.
Yeah.
We need to talk Liban after. We need to find a way.
I'll find
a distant cousin or something like that.
Yeah, something. We'll find it. But listen, England, I feel like it was a game of 2 halves, in my opinion. I thought first half, England were very vulnerable defensively. I felt like, Croatia made it tough, for England to really get going. Obviously, the early penalty kind of eased the pressure a little bit, but once obviously Croatia came back and then came back again, I think you could start to see the nerves. But second half, I thought England came out, and I don't know what Thomas Tuchel said to the team at halftime, but they came out. You saw there was a lot more aggression. The work rate was a lot higher. They were just bombarding the Croatian goalkeeper with shots, and I mean, I have a mixed feelings. I have mixed feelings because I think second half was amazing. The first half, I feel like, is a red flag, and in so many reasons. But I'll let you guys kind of tell me your thoughts on the game. Maybe Rimedi, you start, because I know you're following England as well.
Yeah. Look, all I'm saying is when it comes to England, everyone hated on Arsenal for the set pieces. Everyone said Arsenal can't score.
Here we go.
Set pieces FC.
But then when it happens for your team, when it happens for your country, everyone's happy about it. But genuinely, all jokes aside, and I don't even mean to try bring this back to Arsenal, but from a physical point of view, I think Arsenal and England, they have a lot of similarities in terms of the way that they play. It's very strong, trying to win your duels, trying to win your battles. Set pieces is very, very important. And I think the second half, I really enjoyed the performance. And I think it's probably England's best performance at a World Cup for a very long time. For like a 5-6 minute period, there was a point where England consistently kept creating chances. And then in the past, you'd always complain, England are not creating enough against the sort of bigger teams. They're not able to pick the lock. They're not able to get in behind, but England were able to consistently do that. And we have to give credit to the manager for picking such a balanced team. Maybe in the past, it'll be Foden or Palmer, and they're not able to stretch the teams or stretch the game. And yesterday, even though it was Madueke, it was Anthony Gordon, and then Saka and Rashford came on, which is another thing we could talk about. it's just very, very balanced. Kane can drop, do what he does best, and the players going in behind can do what they do best as well. So for me, I was very, very happy with that England performance. But I'll pass it on to Walid as well.
Okay,
Go
go
ahead.
on.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, growing up in England, you're obviously going to follow them. I'd like to go back to historic and a bit.
Is
of
England
something
your
else.
second team?
I would say it's hard. I would say so for sure.
Say the
yeah. I
truth,
mean,
my brother. You have to.
growing up. But you know what the worrying thing is? England play Morocco in the quarterfinals if Morocco finished top. So I've already done the math.
Who are you going to support if they play Morocco?
Oh, 100%. Who, of course, it's Morocco for sure.
Oh,
but,
okay.
let me just go to England. So England historically, I mean, you guys would know growing up in the past, World Cup or Euros, it would be a 3-month media campaign on how awful we're going to be and the pressure, and it was almost like a different world with the media with England. This time round, I've heard complete silence. There seems to be no pressure on England whatsoever. Whether that's because we got to the finals in the World Cups and the Euros, whether the pressure's off for me. But this game here, I felt like was almost the marker to say this is a new era almost. Like the Croatia, we used to battle hard with Croatia. They would win. We physically or mentally weren't able to keep up with Croatia at times. But this one, we were just, like you said, it was like watching a Premier League game. It was like we was watching an Arsenal or a Man City where it was just free-flowing football, Bellingham picking up, going past 2 plays, the freedom, even Rashford, the confidence just to skip it past a player's score. I felt like everyone just had the freedom to play. And there wasn't that fear that we've seen in the past where we're slow build up, side to side, who's going to get the ball, who's going to attack. It was just free flow of football. And I felt like this time around, like you said, this is the best performance I've seen because of the freedom England are able to do.
I'm going to build up on this. I kind of partly disagree with what you just said because Thomas Tuchel was a PSG manager before. When he released the list of players, there was mediatically in the English medias, there was a lot of attacks to the manager for not going for Harry Maguire, Phil Foden, and the other one is Flop Palmer or something like this. This guy here, so he was, and no one really understood his decisions. But I know he was at PSG, and sometimes he benched some players that you would have thought they should have played. But it was for a reason, and he proved us. He took us to our first Champions League final. So whether you like him or not, I think he's a very good manager. So mediatically, there's pressure on you because of the change of manager. Even if everyone was fed up with Gareth Southgate, and there was a lot of expectations on the manager to prove that he picked those players for a reason. So that's the point I'm trying to make. And he proved everyone yesterday that he was right, basically. Yeah.
Compared to the Sven days and the Capello days, it's night and day. These guys, the media would go out, why they're eating ketchup, why the wives over there, why is this guy sat on this point? No, the media would, why is this guy sleeping in this room? Why is this guy sharing a room? The media was crazy back then. Now, we heard nothing. Okay, we didn't agree with certain decisions. Every country will say this, but the media back then to now is complete. The pressure is completely off England.
And to come back on you, sorry, go on.
No, go on. No, so go on, Stuart. Go on.
To come back on your other point related to putting England and Arsenal in the same basket, I think I strongly disagree. And do not do not say because of Arsenal players or stuff. The style of play of England yesterday, I watched the entire game, is nowhere near, apart from the set pieces, nowhere near the Halam football of Arsenal. Yesterday, it was attacking style of football. Players were taking risks. They were doing the runs. They were skillful, and they were not scared of losing the ball and trying some things. Arsenal is controlling and very defensive and sleepy. I'm sorry, yesterday we didn't have time to sleep, my brother. Yesterday it was waves after waves, wave after wave.
Stuart.
Always.
Stuart, I agree with you, but I felt like that only happened when we brought the changes. So when the Rodgers came on, when Rashford, Saka, when the attacking players came on,
Rashford was a key change in my opinion. Yes,
big game changer. And I feel like that's the frustrating part with Thomas Tuchel and with England at the moment, is that I look at France, for example, I look at Morocco, for example. All the big nations, they play their best players. They start their big hitters, their best players. You saw France, Dembele, Olise, and Mbappé do it all on the pitch. That's what I want to see with England. I want to see all the best attacking players on the pitch at the same time, right from the get-go. You know, it's knockout competition. You know, you only have a limited amount of games. You play your best players, you go for it, you take risks. The best managers are the ones that gamble, and you have to gamble. And that's why and it comes back to I want to say this as well. Jude Bellingham for me was my man of the match.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in terms of the work rate on the ball, off the ball, you know, he was everything that we needed him to be, both in midfield and an attack. And, you know, there's a lot of talk as well, you know, about England's midfield going into the tournament. You know, we're not blessed with the, like, you know, Vitinhas and João Neves and, you know, technical midfielders, or like Spain with Rodri and whatnot. But what we do have is the, you know, the aggression, the work rate, the power, you know, and just as much as, you know, technical ability can be a problem, the aggression and the work rate and the power that we have can also be a problem, but we need to own it. You know, we can't shy away from it. We need to own it. And I think England needs to just be like, listen, this is who we are, and this is how we're going to play, and we're going to flex our muscles. And that's all I want from England. And we only saw that in the second half. I want to see that every game from minute one. So that's my only issue,
obviously, you can tell that it's a massive difference between Southgate and Thomas Tuchel. Definitely.
Yeah.
In terms of style of play, you can tell, like, now they're just trying, they're using the strength. It works. If it doesn't work, that's fine. But at least we try. So to be fair, the only thing that I'm scared for you guys is the disappointment, because you, as usual, you're gonna get overexcited, and as usual, you're gonna say it's coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on, and
always it's coming on. It's always coming on
because you haven't been there in a while. So trust me, we've been there recently. World Cup, it's nothing is done until the very end. So stay calm, relax, and don't get overexcited. But I have to say, you have reasons to be excited, because I don't want to play England personally.
Can I just say quickly, you guys mentioned how you want to sort of play the big hitters right from the get-go. The competition is very long. Like, we need to understand, like, I think they're playing, what, 7-8 games? There will be a chance for everyone. And I think what England have that no other country has is the quality off the bench. Which country can you say can bring off the quality of Morgan Rogers, who is maybe 80 to 100 million pounds in terms of what his transfer value is at right now? Saka, who is probably one of the best players in the Premier League. Rashford as well, quality there. And then the players that didn't even touch the pitch, Kobe Mainoo, Ebere Eze, Ollie Watkins. Like, no country has this level of quality coming off the pitch.
What about France? We have two starting 11, my brother. We have two starting 11. You compare the bench to the French bench. Compare the England bench to the French bench.
Midfield, I think drops off in front. The midfield, the central midfield.
Potentially because of Walid Zaïre-Emery, that could potentially still a Champions League winner. But come on, bro.
No, I don't dispute that. I think obviously France, they have a lot of quality off the bench as well. But England have so much quality off the bench, and I think when you have players that can chop and change, but also with France, I think there's still a little bit of a drop off when it comes to the starting quality, because when you have Barcola, when you have Cherki, I think there are amazing players, don't get me wrong, but they're not on the level of Dembele or Olise, who I think are top of the top. And I'm not saying Cherki and Barcola are bad, but just England have so much quality like France do. And I think those two teams can last the demands of the tournament.
Because they have the squad depth, like the bench that can, in case of injuries, 100%. Or it's a long tournament, you're right.
Anything.
Listen, guys, I'm going to round it up. Just going to quickly go through the other results. So Ghana obviously won 1-0. I didn't watch these games, by the way. Colombia against Uzbekistan. And also, I mean, whether you watched it, was it a good game?
Yeah, I watched Colombia. The main thing about these South American teams is the fans. Argentina felt like they were at home. Colombia felt it was at home in Mexico. If you watch those games, whoever's going to play them, it's so difficult to play in that environment. Argentina was just like Argentinian flags everywhere. The Colombia game was absolute chaos of Colombians. So it's the home atmosphere was.
Let's be honest, my brother. It's like if Morocco, Algeria, or Tunisia was playing in France. You know, it's the same. The community, the diaspora is immense in the US.
Like
it's
Brazil,
the other neighbors.
Brazil versus Morocco game. It was 80% Brazilians in that stadium.
Of course.
Yeah. But guys, listen, I appreciate you guys jumping on. I mean, it was a great discussion. I enjoyed that. I properly enjoyed that. I'm going to make sure to put the links to your YouTube channels as well in the description as well. So guys, make sure to go check that out as well. And listen, until next time, peace.